Good morning. It is like almost 8:30 and I am outside of Epcot. Everybody else is waiting to get in because the park hasn't opened. But today I'm doing the Backstage Magic Tour, which is a 7-hour long tour that goes behind the scenes of Epcot and Magic Kingdom. So I want to film whatever I can about it. I haven't seen a lot of information or videos about it. I anticipate that this video will be kind of choppy because I'm not sure what to expect. Obviously I can't film anything backstage, but I'm super excited because the things I do know is that we will go backstage for the American Adventure attraction in Epcot to see all of those animatronics and how they work, so that'll be cool. And we get to go in the tunnels, which has been like a long time dream of mine to go underneath Magic Kingdom. So I'm going to find guest relations and check in, and we will see what we can expect on this tour. I am very hyped. Found it. Hello, good morning. I'm checking in for a tour today. The Backstage Magic Tour? Thank you.
Yep, they're gonna meet you directly ahead where all those people are gathered.
Okay.
Yep, and they will be out there shortly.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Hey, are you all here for Backstage Magic, the 7-hour tour all over Walt Disney World?
Yeah.
So they're very excited. Me too. Well, good morning, guys. I'm Amber. This is Patty. We're going to be facilitating your tour today. Helping us in with the check-in process is going to be the beautiful Janessa. She's very official. She has a clipboard. So we're going to be doing a couple of steps for our check-in process. So please just relax, just hang out. We'll be with you shortly. A couple of things that we're going to be doing. Number one, Janessa's going to go around and make sure that your name is on our roster. That's very important. Number two, she's going to make sure that she has a proper email address on file, and that's so that we can send you a survey at the end of the week so that you can tell us how excellent a time you had. Thirdly, she's going to ask a very important question that is going to pertain to lunch. We're having lunch this afternoon over at the Whispering Canyon Cafe at the Wilderness Lodge. Now, if you're not familiar with what they serve over there, we are going to be enjoying an all-you-care-to-eat cowboy skillet. Yum. Now, what is on that skillet? Great question. Here we go. Are you ready? Roasted chicken, pulled pork, pork ribs, pork sausage, baked beans with pork, corn on the cob, mashed potatoes, starts with cornbread, ends with cobbler.
Yes.
Now,
I am not mad.
They're very easily impressed. This is
Had
going
me
to
at
bode
pork.
well today.
Had me at
So if any of that doesn't match up with any dietary restrictions or allergies or anything like that, make sure you let Janessa know. She'll let our chefs know. That way everyone will enjoy lunch today. While all that's going on, Patty and myself are going to come around. We're going to get you guys your backstage passes. This is going to let everybody know that when we are in backstage areas that you are allowed to be there. So make sure that you are wearing them and that they are visible. The best place to start a backstage tour is where? Backstage. So we're going to go right backstage. But real quick before we go, I do want to give you a little bit of a heads up on a couple of things. Number one, look around. Everything is really beautiful. It's manicured, it's landscaped, it's intentional, it smells nice, there's music playing, really nice. Very well done on purpose. That is what on stage is supposed to look like. Backstage doesn't have to look like this. Okay?
It's still magical.
It's still magical, but in a different way. Has anybody ever seen The Wizard of Oz? It's a great film, right? Classic. So in the beginning of Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and Toto are in Kansas and it's black and white. And then when they get to Oz, it turns into Technicolor. We're in Oz right now. We're about to go to Kansas. All right, everyone with me on that? Okay, so a couple of things. Once we get backstage, we want to make sure that we're not taking any photos, videos, audio recording, anything like that. Our backstage magic secrets need to stay secret so that when you go on this tour, you're getting that exclusive experience, of course. When we get backstage, we're going to be getting onto a motor coach and we'll go over a couple of more housekeeping rules and things like that, what to expect throughout the day once we get on the motor coach. But are we ready?
Yo.
All right, Patty's going to lead the way because she has the paddle of power, so please follow Patty.
Once we get to the motor coach, we have two sides for it, of course.
Yes.
And if you want to stick to a group, because when you get to your locations, we kind of split, so it's easier to have smaller groups. So if you want to stay together, sit on the same side of the bus. However, if you spend too much time together, you've been married for too long, you need a break, we don't judge. Sit opposite sides. We're not gonna even say anything. Just go on. Life goes on.
It's your vacation.
Absolutely. You should have a blast.
We're getting ready to go, so I gotta put my camera away. Gotta keep my lanyard out. I feel like Wayne's World. You know, when they have the backstage and try to go in, so we're gonna get on a motor coach apparently. Our group is pretty big. It looks like it's like 24 people, but we have 2 guides, so I think we'll be getting split up, so very exciting. We're going in over to the right side of guest relations. I have never been in this hotel.
Isn't it amazing? This is the first
Holy
time-
cow.
This trip is the first time I've been in here. I stayed here.
Okay. I have not been able to have my camera out until just now. We've been on this tour. It's noon. We started at 9. It's been pretty rad. We went backstage to American Adventure, which was pretty amazing because they were doing a test show. So we actually got to see the animatronics move up into position, move down, move back, other ones move up. It was pretty amazing. We got all this information on that building itself. It is huge. It is actually 5 stories tall. It is not the 3-story facade that it looks like because of the magic of force perspective and all that fun stuff. And then we went to creative costuming. I got to touch like a Minnie Mouse dress. I got to touch like all of these amazing costumes from Spectre Magic. Got to see people putting like rhinestones on. Got to see how so much of that is done. And you guys know, because what I do, that was a really special moment for me, which is great. And then we saw textile services, and I was like, what is the big deal with laundry? It's incredibly impressive is the big deal. It's pretty insane. It looks straight up like Willy Wonka almost, the way the whole process goes. And all you can eat barbecue, which you guys know isn't my jam. And also a treat because we can't do that at Disneyland anymore. So we gotta pile on in, says Dustin. Piling in.
Chuck wagon.
Oh no.
Or hey you, whatever gets his attention. We'll be taking care of you the best we possibly can, y'all. Alright, and today, family, Grandma's got some great grub cooking back for you there. And just remember, we are here for a rootin' tootin' good time, those great grub, but we ain't gonna let that get away good service. Maybe we will, that's about it, alright?
Memories.
5-2.
Oh man, you're fine. Okay. I'm just really happy. We don't have this at Disneyland anymore. Beautiful.
Now, who's your favorite princess, sister?
Ariel.
Ariel. Well, I don't have any dingle hoppers here, but what I do have is plenty of straws.
Perfect. Dustin's making me into a princess right here on the spot. Look at this.
But you know who we're going to make you into instead of Princess Ariel?
Who?
Rapunzel. You're going to look a little tangled. Look at that.
You're pretty good. Look at that. Perfect. That's when you get a fairy godmother run for her money.
Snapchats and MySpaces?
That. MySpace?
The only one on it is MySpace now.
Oh, Dustin. We have a giant cobbler. Oh my. I'm very overwhelmed. We still have like an hour and something left. We are out where the bus is dropping off for Magic Kingdom because there's been some construction, so where they normally would drop us off backstage, we can't go access that right now, so we're going through the main gates of the park. But we just finished up touring Central Shops. I had no idea what that was. To my delight, it's basically the workshop where like all the animatronics are built and where all the ride systems are built and where all of that stuff is maintenance. Really, really cool. I saw something I don't know that I'm allowed to talk about. I will tell you that I am very excited. There were some very special busts being carved from a movie that I am a huge fan of, and wherever they might be going is like not public information. So I will be trying to find out what I can on the interweb of that, but it was really, really amazing. Like they have an entire audio and animatronic room, and we got to see like how the different molds are made and learn about like the cycle process. So many ride vehicles were just sitting in there, either like currently being worked on, getting ready to be worked on. Like there were mine train carts, there was a Peter Pan boat. Wow, like so rad. Like, I'm telling you, as a Disney geek, I am like freaking out a little bit. But I do know that this tour takes you in the tunnels, and given that we are about to enter Magic Kingdom, that's gotta be what we're about to do. So this is the part I've been looking forward to the most. At least I thought, like, if I knew what Central Shops was. Man, what a day. Totally forgot something we got to see backstage. They were already starting clearing out stuff to build Tron. It's already happening. Our tour guide Amber, who I am now obsessed with, I feel like we are best friends. Her dog's name is Baxter, after Tony Baxter, and y'all know how I feel about Tony. She was saying they started like a week ago. So, Tron, it's starting to happen.
Hey!
This is our tour guide.
Hi!
I've already told them that I think we're best friends now.
We are, absolutely.
Amber knows the most about Walt Disney World.
Well, I mean...
No, you know the most.
All right, I mean, I know
You
everything.
know the most. How long have you been doing this tour?
I've been doing the tour for 2.5 years. I've been doing it full time for 1.5 years.
And what's your favorite part about it?
Talking to people like you, honestly. No, seriously, like going on this tour is a lot of fun because you get a lot of people that are really passionate about Disney, and that's what I'm passionate about. So talking to people who are passionate about Disney doesn't make this tour boring, or it's fun. It's fun. I just like to talk about Disney all day.
I love it. Same. It's like, it's me in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I love that, like, you geek out over the things that, like, I geek out, and I'm like, I'm not alone.
Well, the other thing is you don't
alone.
always know what you're gonna see too. You know, I do the tour pretty often, a couple of times a week, and sometimes there are things that, you know, I know are coming, and there's sometimes there are things that I don't know are coming at all, so I geek out and I get really excited, and then you're with people like Tiffany, who also are excited about that, which makes it a lot more fun.
It's the best. It's the best. Come to Disneyland.
Okay.
Let's do a Disneyland day together.
That sounds great.
Great, I love it. Done. So it looks like the backstage entrance that we're going to be using is over here to the right of Tony's. I've entered this way before for Mickey's Not So Sarah Halloween Party. If you come, you can enter through there, and that's where you get wristbanded and stuff. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna get in these tunnels. All right. Our tour has concluded. I chose to stay in Magic Kingdom instead of taking the shuttle all the way back to Epcot because I want to finish my day here in Magic Kingdom. And our parting gift, if you guys have ever done any tour, you always get a parting gift of some sort, and it's normally a pin. So this is a pin that looks like you're looking out of maybe like a Main Street window because all the letters are backwards, so it's like backstage. And if you didn't know, this is the only tour here that's done by Adventures by Disney, and I asked why that was, and it was really just like Adventures by Disney was going to do more tours here, because Adventures by Disney does really like elevated experiences across the entire world. And they tried some here. I guess they were like too expensive, or they weren't like exclusive enough or something, except this tour, so this tour stuck. All the other tours are offered by Guest Relations. I am super happy with this whole experience. It was 7 hours of me continuing to geek out. Everybody on the tour was pretty cool. Everybody was clearly a huge Disney fan. And that's what I think that this tour really caters to, the big Disney fan. Just to kind of recap, we started in Epcot and we went backstage of American Adventure, which I think is one of the more impressive things that we saw today. Just if you've ever seen that attraction, you know that it is entirely audio animatronically based. There's all kinds of moving set pieces, and being able to see how that operates from backstage was really, really awesome. And then just getting some more information about the building, like it is 5 stories tall, like where the ground level actually is versus where a guest would think that it is. From there we hopped on the shuttle and we went to creative costuming, which is it was so good. It was so good. It was like when you first walk into creative costuming, you see these actual like maybe 1/16 scale models. They look like little toddler outfits of Disney prince and princesses from an old parade that was in Magic Kingdom. And being able to see like all the people that were like putting rhinestones on sneakers for costuming, and we got to see where the patterns were cut out, and we got to see like Captain America's thread color, and we got a cool photo op, which I will put here. And then we got to go to the textiles building where they do all the laundry, which is pretty impressive just because the amount of laundry that has to be done when there's over 20 resorts here. But I will tell you the best thing about that. So Amber's favorite Disney person is Pete Docter, who you guys know is one of the greatest minds at Pixar. And she wrote Pete Docter because legend had it that the way the laundry system works is there's these bags for dirty laundry and for clean laundry, and they go along these tracks and they dump and they fill up and everything. Legend was that he got the inspiration for the doors in Monsters Inc. from the textile building. So she literally wrote him and was like, hey, is this real? And he was like, yeah. So it was really cool. That made the laundry room actually really interesting to me. So we went from laundry to the Wilderness Lodge for lunch. All you can eat family style barbecue is a really great time to kind of sit down and relax and get to know more people on the tour, because as you're walking and you're getting on this information, you can't really talk a lot amongst the group. So just getting to talk to people and talk to other Disney fans is something that I personally really enjoy. After lunch, jump back on the shuttle and go to the North Service building, I think it was called, to go in the central shops. Like I said before, I had no idea what that meant. Just so many cool things. Getting to learn how that process works, when a ride vehicle comes in for maintenance, the whole thing is taken apart. The steel casing goes through an ultrasound to see if there's any microfractures that you can't see to the naked eye. The whole thing is taken apart, screws, bolts, all the little accessories get thrown away, brand new ones get put back on, gets fresh paint. We saw Winnie the Pooh and Tigger coming in to get painted. We saw a carousel horse that was getting refurbished. So a lot of really different pieces from all over the parks was there. And we got to see one of the old tiki room animatronics. We got to see the polar bear from Maelstrom, and you can push a button and actually watch him do his thing. But that was really amazing just because you see how much care there is as far as guest safety. It's important for all the attractions to look great. It was just knowing that when a vehicle comes off that it gets stripped all the way down and completely rebuilt. And then what I was so excited about was to visit the Utilidoor, better known as the tunnels, which is the system that goes underneath all of Magic Kingdom. So we only walked in the square that is underneath the Main Street, but the whole thing is 1.3 miles long, I believe she said. So it was cool to get a sneak peek of that and see all the cast members coming and going and seeing things like where they pumped out the cookie smell on Main Street, which they actually don't do anymore. That was done before. They were baking everything on site when they were trucking things in, but now all the smells that you smell on Main Street are actually coming from the on-site bakeries. So all in all, I think this tour is amazing, but only if you are really curious and how things kind of work. I think if you are more of a casual Disney fan, that it's kind of expensive. It's $275, but vacation members and annual pass holders get a discount. So with tax and everything, mine ended up to being $245-ish. But for me, someone who's a super geek about these things, totally worth it. Even driving backstage, I'm oh, there's where the perimeter fireworks go off. If that is a tour that is too costly for you, there is a 5-hour-long tour that goes daily called the Keys to the Kingdom tour. That one's only $100 and discounts apply for that as well. And I know that also goes in the tunnels, but I haven't done that one to be able to compare and contrast the two. So I do know that with Keys to the Kingdom you have to have park admission, and for Backstage Magic you definitely don't. But different experiences, I'm sure. If you've done either one, let me know. If you have any other tips for people that are considering it, let me know. If you've done Keys to the Kingdom, I would think that there's some crossover just because we passed some of the Keys to the Kingdom tour. So also take that in consideration if you're considering booking it. But like I said, a lot of fun. You have to call to make a reservation. The link will be in the description below. And huge shout out to Amber, the real MVP. I love her so much. We have 2 tour guides, Amber and Patty. I just happened to be divided onto Amber's side, and Patty was a riot, super funny. I think they choose really great cast members to be your guides on these tours. They're super knowledgeable, super enjoyable. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my day in Magic Kingdom. If you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. I will try to get to them best that I can, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!